Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I am going to ask some people what is woke mind virus because it looks like some people do not understand what woke means. Until this very moment, they just still choose not to understand. And that is not a problem. That is not my problem, right? Because you refuse to understand the meaning of something. But then I am going to say this in 2025, anybody that chooses not to be woke must be living under a bubble. I don't know what rubble, wherever it is, the person or under a rock that the person is living. Then I know you all couldn't say the word, and now woke became a slur. When they ask you people what is woke, you all cannot define what woke is, and then you all went ahead to say woke mind virus, right? You are going to destroy it and keep it where it should be. So anybody that destroys woke as a human being absolutely is destroying himself. Why? Because you cannot live, you cannot be alive and not be woke. I am going to ask white men, what was the motive behind you voting for who you voted for? And I think white men and white women actually deserve themselves, sincerely speaking, because, they always flock together. Now, Latinos, I hope you all can see that it is not because maybe United States is overpopulated, or maybe it is because they do not want you. That is one of the reasons why they are chasing you away. Get this. Let's get into this.
United States. They will turn on their next victims, Muslims, African Americans, Asians, dissidents. This militarization of society is designed to carry out the race war that Trump and those around him see as inevitable at home and abroad. In poor communities of color, this race war has already begun. Racial profiling, random police stops, raids at homes and businesses, people of color pulled from vehicles at checkpoints, seizures of individuals with no criminal records or who never committed a serious crime, imprisonment without trial, expedited deportation hearings and removal proceedings that violate the most basic human rights. The arrest of a beneficiary of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, Daniel Ramirez Medina, 23, who along with the program's other 750,000 successful applicants had revealed all personal history to the government in applying for DACA status. Parents separated, perhaps forever, from their children. The hunted going underground. The end of the rule of law. The abandonment of the common good. The obliteration of a social state in which institutions and assistance programs, from public education to social security and welfare, make justice, equality, and dignity possible. White Europeans who are undocumented are not being targeted. The executive orders of Trump are directed against people of color. They begin from the premise that white Americans are the true victims of neoliberalism, deindustrialization, and falling living standards. The Trump orders are written not to make America great again, but to make America white.
You know, now that I think about it, some of y'all let woke mind virus fuck you up. I don't mean the goddamn disease, because it doesn't exist. It's some bullshit made up in the mind of a white guy. No, I mean voting for the vibe against woke mind virus has got some of y'all fucked up. Now, right now, there are probably some business owners that are watching this video, right? And them tariffs is wearing your ass out, ain't they? You depend on imports from other countries. You depend on exports of what you make to other countries. Jackass McGee done put a tariff on everybody, including heaven. Now it's 10 times harder for you to make the shit that you want to make, and it's 10 times harder for you to get the shit out. But you voted for the guy that said Haitians were eating dogs and cats. You voted to own the libs. You voted against woke. Now look at you. You are fucked so hard, I'm surprised your asshole doesn't come with an echo. Some of y'all thought he really was going to get rid of just the criminals. So you voted for the guy that said he was going to get rid of the criminals. You even talk shit about people coming across the border. Some of y'all are now watching this video either in a detention center or in another country that you fled from in the first place. But I thought he was going to get rid of the criminals. No, he was going to get rid of your ass. By criminal, you meant criminal to whiteness. You was on the list. Y'all let that bullshit vibe get you fucked up. Now you all over media begging this some bitch to help you. You mean the guy that lied to you to your fucking face and watched as you and your family and your business suffered? You think he's gonna help you? Are you out of your fucking mind? But that's what happens. Y'all will let a wedge issue fuck you sideways. How many farmers right now are feeling that pinch, but you know for a fact you voted for Trump? How many of you are currently right now looking at foreclosure, watching as soybean prices in China are better and people are buying soybeans from them and not your ass? But you voted for Trump, right? Remember? The border? The border? Did voting for the border help your fucking farm? Nope. In fact, it fucked it, didn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all are mad that people are pointing these things out. Why? You the one that did it? You did it. Yes, you made that decision. And in the process, you got fucked over with that same decision. But we're not supposed to say nothing about it. Why? Why can we not say something about it? You made that decision, didn't you? Didn't you? Whole bunch of women that thought they were feminists voted for Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump basically made it to where your ass is a white broodmare. Now you're upset. Fuck you upset about? He told you what he was going to do. He's had the Heritage Foundation's fist crammed up his ass. He has been talking Project 2025 this whole fucking time, and then he lied to you, dumbass. And now Project 2025 is coming to fruition, and you're fucking upset. The fuck are you upset about? You could have read Project 2025. I still have a copy of it on my fucking computer now. The signs were there. You chose not to listen to them. You can't get any sympathy for that. You cannot get any sympathy for that. For your own dumbass mistakes? Why? For what? What would be the good of me or anybody else who didn't vote for this motherfucker giving you an ounce of fucking sympathy? What would it be? A lot of y'all voted to lower your taxes. Now your ass is on the same size as Nazis. How the fuck do you feel? How the fuck do you feel? Does that make you feel good? Do you get up in the morning with a warm feeling in your stomach, or are you fucking ashamed of your vote? And my problem with people who voted stupidly and now want sympathy is this. Y'all are not admitting what you did wrong. Small business owners voting for Donald Trump. Now them tariffs is wearing that ass out. Wearing that ass out like a pair of old socks. And what do? Please, Mr. Trump, give us a chance. You shouldn't have voted for that motherfucker in the first place. Your chance was November 5th, 2024, when you knew what kind of motherfucker he was and voted against him. But you didn't want to. You didn't want to. Because a lot of y'all went on slogans. No more trans in the bathroom. No more soybeans being sold, is there? freedom of speech, but your business is going under. I'm not woke, but you're broke and deported. Do you want this oatmeal cookie or not? Stop telling us how bad it is for you. Stop. Unless the first 2 words out of your mouth, or first 4 words out of your mouth is going to be, I made a mistake. If that's not what you're going to say, then don't nobody give a fuck what happened to you. A lot of Cuban Americans are now discovering that all them years of voting Republican, all those years of trying to kiss up, and now they deporting your stupid ass too. Congratulations, one hand clap. You got exactly what you voted for. How does that make you feel? To know that you are no different than me. It give you a warm, fuzzy guts, does it? Some of y'all are not going to have a business at the end of this 4 years. Hell, some of y'all might not have a business at the end of this year. He done tariffed everybody. He went from 145% tariff on China to 30%. Do you think that's better? That's less furious fucking. It still don't mean you ain't getting fucked. And you crying. Oh, woe is me. I didn't know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. A lot of y'all running around here talking about accountability. Bitch, be accountable for the fact that your ass is fucking your damn self and everybody around you. Your business went under because you voted stupidly. Your husband or your wife or your kids are currently sitting in another fucking country because you voted stupidly. You wanted trans people out of the goddamn bathroom. Now all of a sudden you don't even control your own fucking body because you voted for that. Maybe instead of listening to people give you wedge issues, you should be smarter than that. Now, I know I'm asking a whole lot because a lot of y'all refuse to do the smart thing. It's just never going to happen. Ever. Some of y'all are going to vote Republican again. Next year, you're going to vote Republican. 2 years after that, you're going to vote Republican because getting screwed stupid just obviously is a great fucking pastime for you. But if you truly regret what the fuck you did, you don't owe me shit. You owe your family. You owe your community. You owe your business and the people that work there. You owe them that. You owe every fucking woman who you thought you were better than. Now you realize that, bitch, you here with them. You owe every one of them. You don't owe me shit. But if your dumbass falls for this dumbass shit again and your life gets worse, I'm laughing at you. I voted for Trump 3 times, and this time I voted for the Republicans with J.D. Vance, and I'm still getting fucked. Ha 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 ha. I will continue to vote for myself, my family, and my community, and you, and your family, and your fucking community. But if somebody tells you about the woke mind virus, or they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, or some other little cool catchy phrase, and you don't punch them in their fucking mouth, please understand, I will be waiting to laugh at you. What's that line out of Carrie? They're all gonna laugh at you.
There's some breaking news here. More Trump corruption just emerged. Syria's new leader, Ahmed al-Sharaa, is a former al-Qaeda fighter and leader who killed U.S. troops in Iraq and had a $10 million bounty on his head. Now he's talking about building a Trump Tower in Syria in exchange for having Trump lift sanctions on his country. Guess what just happened? Trump just announced moments ago that he's lifting sanctions on Syria. Is Trump the most corrupt president ever?
Trump to remove U.S. sanctions on Syria in major policy shift. You can pause and read it. In addition to the oil, there was a strong possibility that Syria agreed to put a Trump Tower in Syria. Who the fuck would go to it, but it's neither here nor there. This gentleman right here, this gentleman here, he pledged allegiance to Al Qaeda, but in 2016 he broke away from the terror group. That was after we got out. Meaning he was a terrorist fighter. He was a leader of terrorist fighters against U.S. service members. At one point, he did have a $10 million bounty on his head. Now, he's the leader of Syria, and we're lifting sanctions. When is enough enough? When is the veteran community that voted for this man going to finally turn on him? How much more disrespect can you possibly take? How much? This administration threatened your VA benefits. This administration dismantled or is trying to dismantle the VA. They are making it harder and harder for veterans to get services that they truly need. And at every turn, since he came onto the political scene, he has disrespected the military in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and everybody has tried to write it off. How much more can you write off? How much? How much more can you say, oh, that didn't happen, or oh, that's blown out of proportion? How much? He's now making deals with a man that had a $10 million bounty on his head for fighting against us in Iraq. Are you going to write that off too? Are you going to write that off too? This is the same man that got information that Russia had put bounties on the heads of service members in Afghanistan and never did anything about it. Never did anything about it. But he will harp and hype up the fact that 13 service members, 11 Marines, a Navy corpsman, and a staff sergeant in the United States Army were killed in the withdrawal of Afghanistan, the withdrawal he came up with. And also the fact that he wanted to meet with the Taliban at Camp David on 9/11. How much more? Where is your tolerance threshold? The things that he said about John McCain. The suckers and losers comment that was heard by several generals, former generals. How much more? How many more times are you going to allow Donald Trump to slap you in the face before you finally say, I'm not aligning with this idiot. He disrespects all that I have served for. Do you know this man is walking around here right now with 3 Purple Hearts that he never earned? 2 of which are from people who fought in the war he got deferments for. He's accepting a $400 million jet from Qatar. It's a bribe. A bribe. Donald Trump has lied about the military and lied on the military since he showed up on the political scene. And yet for some reasons, veterans just keep voting for him over and over and over. 2/3 of the veteran community in the United States voted in this last presidential election for him. Why? Why? How much more disrespect can you possibly take? And why is it that you will get mad at me for pointing this out, but not him in the actions? Every time a veteran stands up against this man, y'all have a problem with it. But he disrespects you and your service, your battle buddies, everything that you went through day after day after day after day. Why are there Vietnam vets voting for this man who got 5 deferments from his father not to go to the war you lost friends in? Why is it that he will sit up and talk about we don't celebrate victories anymore because America doesn't win wars? That means members of the people that fought in Korea, Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan have all just been disrespected by a man who did not have the gall or the guts to serve. How much more? How much more? And why is it that you get mad at the people that point this out, but not the man that does it? Not the man that does it. You're going to lift sanctions on Syria, who has a leader who took on the evil Bashar al-Assad, while he also had a $10 million bounty on his head for what he did to our service members in Iraq. But that's not enough. That's not enough. Your support just is unwavering. Then you really never cared about the man to your left and your right. You didn't. You never did. Because if you did, there's no way in the world you'd vote for that man. I don't care who's on the other side. Biden, Obama, Kamala Harris, I do not care. As a veteran, you should have been like, I'm not going to vote, or I'm not going to vote for him. Every day, every single solitary day, he does something to show you he does not care about veterans. And the rest of the veteran community, the 2/3 that vote for him, say nothing. He threatens your ability to be able to get Social Security and disability. He threatens to cut off your veterans benefits, the ones that you earned. He dismantled the helpline, Veterans Crisis Line. That's not enough? It's not enough. You're still riding with him, huh? Then you never cared about the people in the uniform. You never did. You were selfish. You were not thinking about those of us within the community. You're not. You're thinking about yourself. Just like he does. I will never understand that. That will never make any sense to me. And it's one of the reasons there's some of you I would never stand next to ever again.
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, I truly do not know how excuse me. I truly do not know how all this orange man became the president, but it is what it is. People voted for him, and the people that voted for him, mostly white men and white women, most especially white men. And Latinos and the rest of them supported him, supported themselves, right? Why Mr. Thomas was talking about woke mind virus and all that. The truth is that majority of them do not even understand. There is nothing like woke mind virus, but they actually turn it into something else. There is what we call woke mind virus for them, right? But I am going to ask this. What happens to any human being that chooses not to be woke? Because I don't understand how somebody will not be woke. You are as good as you are not living. I want to live. I want to be woke. I want to know what is going on. I want to know what is happening politically and the rest of it. So why do you choose not to be woke? Because all of a sudden, woke is being associated with Black people. So for that reason, it is something else. And at some point, woke also became a slur. Now, I am going to say this. If you look at what is going on presently today, you think it's good. You are a horrible person. I'm sorry to say, but this is what I feel, how I feel. If you are comfortable with the way things are going, you are not a good person. And you do not want people around you to thrive. I said what I said. Now, I am going to ask white men, most especially because the way I see them pushing this administration and pushing a lot, supporting him, standing on business, shows how ignorant they are. And I really feel so bad for the people that are marrying them, or people they are married to, because trust me, but all of them deserve one another. Now, if you look around what is going on, you definitely will know that they are trying to turn the United States to a wide. But this is something they've been planning before, except for those that do not know. It is nothing new. It is, according to them, it is called preserving race. But what are you preserving? The amount of ignorant Trump voters exhibit on daily, it's really crazy. But this is just what they chose. I cannot help them except they help themselves, right? If you look at what is going on, you definitely will see that it is people that look like me and other people that are going through it. And I am going to ask, why is it that all these people are not standing tall, standing on business to fight what is fighting us? Because if you look at what is going on, it is affecting us and affecting them, the poor white people most especially, affecting other minorities. So what is some people are actually not ready for change, or probably they are waiting for Black people to also go out and do what they know how to do best. That is a rally around for every other person. But you all know at this point in time, it is not happening. That is something I know for sure. And I am going to leave that by the side. Now, how do you make things right? How do you make things right? Latinos, you all can see that it wasn't because you probably did, maybe because you were undocumented or because, you didn't know. It was because they do not want you. And I hope you all know that the Afrikaners that came into the United States on Sunday, right? I think the last time there was something like the fastest, what is it? Fastest, oh, excuse me. Let me remember that. Fast track for refugees was what happened on Sunday. Yeah, they came in and they became citizens. The fastest so far. Last time it happened was probably 1980 something, and it happened again. Why? Because you all voted against your own interest. I want you to go to bed. Remember that you voted against your own interest. You all are not looking for a way to move forward, but you all are always ready to ask or know why you don't want to, why Latinos cannot say the N word. This is what some of you are fighting for. I am going to draw the curtain here. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.